Mr. Nailsin don't care. He hold Mr. Nailsin don't care with the latest fuck. What else is there? The minute you're stuck, but Mr. Nailsin don't care. Watch Mr. Nailsin don't care. Watch Mr. Nailsin draw. Listen to him tell his tales and see what you saw. All whistles and bells. Behold Mr. Nailsin's art. Hear what has to say from the very start. Beyond the end of the day, after latest fuck, what else is there? The minute you're stuck, but Mr. Nailsin don't care.
Hey, it's me, Mr. Nailsin. You know, the guy whose name's on the show. It's important. It is. So, yeah, I'm going to draw fake Marcia. If you caught Pat Dixon's latest book, you know who that is. All right, I'll fill you in. Turns out there was an attempt at another Brady Bunch show, but they were going to call it, well, they weren't gonna, they did call it The Bradys. It it bombed immediately. It's absolutely awful. But apparently Maureen McCormick said, nah, I'm good. So they had to get this other actress to play Marcia. And the episode we watched tonight was a special episode as she dealt with being, bored and at home with the kids and stuff. Or not even that, because her mom took over the kids. So she was feeling useless and unnecessary and suddenly getting old or whatever. So she took a drink and, well, that was bad. Then her dad fired her husband. So she showed up drunk at a press conference because Mike's into politics at this point, and embarrassed everyone because she showed up drunk, cussing out her dad about firing her husband. So they had an intervention and she swore she'd never drink again. So everything was fine. Anyway, looked into the actress, Lois Aries, I think, or Ayres. Maybe that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. Well, she was in a soap opera called The Edge of Night. And then in a couple other movies, she was in Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme. She was in something called The Burning. I don't know. I think it was some kind of horror movie or something. I don't know what was burning. Hopefully, not in the bathroom. But anyway, there was a couple of other things. I think she did a Walker, Texas Ranger episode. And I think she ended up being a yoga teacher or something like that. I don't know. So I'll just draw her from a scene from The Edge of Night. After that, I'll go over some drawings that I got a color. I know. Why didn't you draw him here on the show? I don't know. I just didn't. And there was one I colored this morning, and I thought, oh, damn it. This could have been content for the show. And I was like, well, too late now. But I thought, I know. I'll just save all the layers, and you can see how I put it together. I didn't save the layers. So you won't get that one. But, there's a few others. Don't worry. There's a couple of sort of kind of updates to past Nailsin news stories. Some recent, one kind of old. I might do that. And still, I might save them for the Nailsin Show. Because I got nothing for this show. Except for another episode. Oh, geez, I got to put the sound effects to it. I'll figure it out. Anyway, that's it. That'll be the show. Spurg Snake says good evening. Good evening, Spurg Snake. See? It wasn't all for nothing. So, by the way, the mic's not showing I'm making any sound, so maybe I better check that real quick. Oh, yeah, it's working. Okay, good. I don't know why. It's like, shouldn't it show that it works? Damn it, it does sometimes. Anywho, it just likes to scare me. I guess we'll put the background music on. That's always nice. It's about the right amount of volume. All right, let me see. Do I want to keep myself on the screen with the drawing background? I guess I should shrink myself down. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Way down in the corner. And there it is, see? Oh yeah, the logo. You know this is later as fuck, right? You'd better know. I don't guess I wonder if I just kind of moved it like that. Let's see. There you go. Yeah. See? Huh? Yeah. Okay. That's nice. Oh, and one more thing, the obligatory super tip test. I hear you coloring sound effects, normal stuff. Yeah, okay. Let me switch to this, and then we'll do that. I guess I gotta hit. That is strange. I wonder if it does it like that.
I really hate Two Trip, but I got a lock. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool. I'm the kind of G the little homes want to be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the streetlight. Been spending most of their lives living in a gangster's paradise.
Okay, it works. So, there we go. So I'll draw Leah Ayres. And let me go ahead and put this like that. So at least make sure all this is actually visible. I'll have to brighten the light. I know, it washes me out completely. So what? So I don't know, it looks like she's, I'm guessing, a hospital or maybe a hotel or something. I don't know, but anyway, she seems happy to be there. When I move to the Photoshop section, I'll give you a gander of, the picture I'm using here. Man, she's got a long neck. It's almost like a giraffe. But anyway, that's basically the scene. and she's all kind of dolled up and stuff. So maybe she's waiting for a man. We're going to move. It's a soap opera, so she's probably moving in on some other woman's man, that kind of thing. Because, well, if you didn't, there'd be no show. And they would always, I think it wasn't just General Hospital, I mean, all the shows had hospitals, those soap operas, and a lot of the staff, the doctors, the nurses, and all that were characters in the show. Not all the characters, but some. And they were all really concerned with their affairs and stuff like that, which means it had to have been the crappiest hospital ever, because they certainly were not concerned about patients and all that. Man, I am way off on this. Let me get the parameters here. There's the other shoulder. Jeez, must have made the purse too big or something. Ow! Man, I broke the pencil. Jeez. Don't know my own strength. And that's true, I don't. But yeah, that's what they would do. I mean, it was one thing when it was, I don't know, they were running some company here and there. They were never quite all that specific. They never did any work for sure. I mean, there would be like a dive. Sometimes that'd be the only time you'd see them doing any actual work. I suppose, the hospital, obviously, they're supposedly taking care of patients, but like I said, they're too busy being concerned with their affairs and whatnot. I don't want to be living my life. I want to pursue somebody romantically. And that was it. That was the escapism of the show. Yeah, why is this becoming such a conundrum? That's not really the one. I guess that's... Oh boy. Going quite the challenge. She tasks me, you see. She tasks me. But I shall draw her. I'll draw her if it takes all night. So, you're in there for life-saving surgery or something, but the doctor can't concentrate because he whoops. Sorry about that, but it happens. The doctor can't concentrate because he just had a fight with his mistress, who's the nurse, and so it's gonna, like, I don't know, drop a scalpel in your guts or something, just like that pin just dropped on the floor and hit my microphone set up and made that horrendous noise, But no one's going to die because of that. But I don't know, he leaves the scalpel in the middle of your guts. That's probably going to be a problem. It's like, well, the surgery was a success. We removed the bullet. Yeah, but I still got this pain. Well, that's probably going to happen for a while. Don't worry, it'll get better. Look, here's some morphine or some shit. Now leave me alone. I got to go chase my nurse and my wife. So, that kind of thing. And then later on, you find out, hey, you left this scalpel in my guts. Yeah, all right. Haven't you ever, made a mistake at work? It happens. I don't know if they ever bothered with any stories concerning lawsuits. How does this dress work? It's like a piece missing right there. Yeah. I'm just going to ignore this part. I'm fixing this. You did it wrong, lady, or your costume person or whatever. Anyway, Uh, yeah, you think there would be like, but most of the cases are like murder trials and stuff. I don't know if they ever even really went into depth of like divorces and whatnot, because they would get divorced all the time. I mean, you kind of had to, because ain't none of them faithful. Even the big hot couples of the show, they still cheated on each other all the time. Well, I had to for me or something. It was always some kind of excuse like that. And that was usually the woman's excuse. Uh, the men, well, it's just what they do. That was basically the setup for the world of the soap opera. But anyway, yeah, a lot of hospitals, and all of them, not just General Hospital. And then, so yeah, a lot of the injuries, either sometimes they would have, some character would have some debilitating disease that is almost always, or in fact in real life, always terminal, but depending on the popularity of the character, they would somehow survive. And there would be some miracle cure that, somebody had. And, we got to fly in this surgeon. He's the only expert who really knows how to do this crap. And they, okay. But then the plane goes down in the woods, which would usually mean, well, that's it for the surgeon. But but no, they somehow survived, and if they could afford it, they might be able to get a prop of a piece of plane or something to have them in a darkened studio and just sort of say, yeah, it's out here in the snow in the woods or something. And like, oh no, I'm injured. And we got to keep him alive and get him to the hospital, or I don't know, Linda's gonna die from her weird rare form of cancer or something. And but oh no, it turns out the guy that was obsessed with the main heroine or whatever, he's been holding out in a cabin out there after he broke out from prison, and they kind of wondered whatever became of him, and there he is. And of course the girl that he's obsessed with is, I don't know, maybe she joined the police department or something, and she's out there, and she's like the first responder to the crash, and she finds where the plane is, but guess who's there? The obsessed bad guy who probably had already had his way with her, through force. This is on YouTube, so I don't know which terminology would be accepted, It's a serious issue, but you're not supposed to talk about it ever. Funny how that works. But anyway, but there he is, and it's all very sinister. And usually this means her boyfriend or husband or whatever. Well, typically boyfriend. By the time they get married, it's already time to break them up and have an affair and stuff. So the boyfriend shows up and fights him, and then eventually they get the super doctor to the hospital so he can save whatever character they gave some weird virus. Usually keep it vague and stuff, because if you say it's an actual sickness that people can get and they never survive from, but then your favorite character who, I don't know, the audience really likes, so you just, oh well, we better keep them. So you do that, and so she's got to survive. But if you gave her something real, and it's like, come on, well, it's okay, we had this super doctor. I mean, granted, it's a soap opera, so you don't really need to be 100% accurate. But there's also the thinking of, look, you're already doing this whole world of trashy people who just sleep around all the time. or should you, mock terminal illness and whatnot? And so maybe they did consider that. Boy, I am not capturing this woman's likeness at all. This is terrible. Now, on the other hand, if the obsessive guy, well, if the ladies find him cute on the show, they'll just he'll become the heroine's boyfriend. They'll just look. That was a long time ago, and I've changed or something. Or, I was under the treatment of some psycho doctor, and the drugs had a terrible effect on me. That's why I brutalized you. Oh, poor baby. And, now they're in love and stuff. And maybe they don't really like the other guy anymore. Now he becomes kind of the bad guy. It's like, he just can't get over it. He needs to move on, or, something like that. And he's like, remember when we fought in that crash scene in the woods and he almost killed me? Yeah, that's all in the past. Yeah. Something like that. Whatever. Just, I don't know. The chicks think the guy's hot, so we got to make him a good guy now. Something like that. That's how that works. Well, this will have to do. I tried. And, that's all you can do. Where's my pen? There it is. See, it wasn't lost in the void. Gone for all eternity. So anyway. But yeah, see, the Brady's show, they just missed one opportunity after another. They could have made it all really dark and terrible. Marcia's having an affair. At one point, Jan's husband's struggling with the kids at home. And he's like, I don't know what to do. So he needs a woman's help because I forget what Jan's job was. Well, it's all connected to Mike Brady. They're all dependent still on their parents and everything, which is strange. But anyway, I guess, she's some sort of architect, I guess. Anyway, so that's her deal. So he was stuck with the kids, and I don't know, I guess Marcia wanted to reach out to somebody. So what if they had an affair, And of course, it just brings up the whole thing because all her life, Jan has been intimidated by Marcia because, well, Marcia's prettier than her. So, and now just because Marcia's going through a pre-midlife crisis thing, she's got 2 kids, her husband's at work and all involved in it, and she's got nothing going on. She's getting bored and then feeling completely inadequate. And even that is like her mom was just taking over raising the kids, so she was kind of even left out of that. They were really just completely ignoring her and putting her in this position. And the title of the episode was Bottoms Up. Well, see, now I immediately went to, she's going to have an affair. But no, she takes 2 drinks and it's a crisis. So, yeah. But anyway, see, that would have been funny had she went and, had an affair with Jan's husband. It's like, wasn't it inevitable? It's like the whole original Brady series predicted the whole thing, But I don't know, I got the vibe that Jan's husband was gay. And I mean, her role model for manhood was Mike. So, but anyway, so I guess it wasn't gonna happen. Of course, then there's always the thing. Jan's like, "Oh, I can trust him with Marcia," and yeah, I guess so. So I don't even know why they even bothered to have her call uh, Marcia's husband, because nothing came of that. It's like you don't understand how to do these serious shows. You don't understand the rules of soap opera. But I guess that's why the show failed. They just didn't know how to do it. Yeah, I mean, it was terrible. The acting was awful, and it's like the first episode we watched. There was no laugh track in it, and yet they kept doing the stupid setup that it was supposed to be funny. So of course, this episode that we watched, they put the laugh track in, so you would definitely know where the funny was, because you weren't really going to get it on your own, because it wasn't really there. But they needed that little help, even though the whole thing was they really just were all wrapped up in themselves uh, on everything. They're not good people. Uh, oh my God, I had two drinks and I got behind the wheel. And then I didn't do anything. I cried. Yeah. So the kids are fine. Yeah, but still, I'm afraid we're going to have Marcia see a doctor, and perhaps he could prescribe something for her. Yeah, that could be the answer to this whole problem. So I guess that's what they'd end up doing. I don't know. I think the show only lasted 6 episodes. Most shows and stuff, that's just networks throwing stuff against the wall and see what happens. It's probably true of all of them. Hope it sticks. Because if it doesn't, I don't know what we're going to do. We got nothing. Nothing there. All right, I'll let the ink dry as I read some chat here. Spark Snake, get me 100 cc's of medicine stat. And by medicine, the doctor meant he wanted the nurse to strip down in his office. Nodak, hit the like button. Oh, yeah, that's right. Do it for Marcia Brady and her drinking problem. Yes, Marcia needs your help. She's not herself at all. Spurg Snake at Nodak. Nodak, howdy, Spurg. Spurg Snake, no one puts Jan in the corner. Well, I mean, they missed an opportunity there, you see. That would have been bored, lonely housewife. You know, she could easily lose herself in the excitement of another man, you know. And then, and of course, it connects to the old show because Jan, her greatest fear is that she'll be upstaged by her sister, which of course she will always be upstaged by her. Maybe not now because she's not Marina McCormick, but still, even that would be even more funny, you know. But anyway, Nodak, it's still funny to me that Jonathan Taylor Thomas was one of the Brady grandkids in 5 of the 6 episodes. Oh, I didn't know that. Even though in the credits, Douglas Nelson is listed as one of the background characters. Spark Snake, the style of show did look right. For soap, didn't look right. Okay, well, yeah, that's why it would have looked right had it gone full soap opera, you know? Spurg Snake, we need a JTT. Where is Hahi now. I don't know. Asleep? Most people sleep at this time, but not me. I can't. All right, let's hope the ink doesn't smear all over the place. Yeah, maybe I did something right. It's unlikely, but well, look at you. Look at you. All right. There's some design on the purse. I can't really tell what it is. I put stars. It might like be flowers or birds or something. Who the hell knows? Um, and that's the thing. This is from that Edge of Night. But you never see old soap operas. I mean, there's clips here and there. I wonder how they even got those. I mean, I guess like do they still have the SoapNet channel? I mean, I think didn't they play old soap operas? Because you had to put something on there. All those shows that were running all day, every day, except weekends. Man. So, as bad as they were and stuff, you just got to hand it to the work ethic. Those actors are like, well, I wanted to be an actor and I'm not going anywhere in Hollywood or nothing, but I got this job. So, that's something. Jeez. She almost looks like Megyn Kelly. I didn't do a good job here at all. This is just, jeez, I'm all disappointed. Damn. Now what do I do? Jeez. No, like he usually shows up in an episode or two of whatever Tim Allen sitcom is currently on TV. Well, what else is he gonna do? I wouldn't know. Okay, I guess I'll look at those stories. Then we'll jump to. Well, I'll probably have to take a break, but we'll jump to the photo shop. We get this one, and this one's really old. It's like alt, but it's an update. Oh, this is a weird thing. Yeah, I don't know. Screw it. We'll do these. Well. That's right. That's how it should be. Right. Well, I'm still in the Super. Oh yeah, I didn't even check. Oh, okay. Let me go back to dynamic. There we are. Okay. So you might remember previously in the week, I did this story about the New Jersey cop Rebecca Sayya smashed ex's door with. See, we didn't know. It didn't. That's basically the update. See, I thought, well, it's got to be an ex-boyfriend, right? They didn't really know for sure. Yeah, that's what it was. So she used her baton, to smash the door open and threaten to burn the house down. So, charged with home invasion, targeted the house of a former boyfriend, breaking in and going on a violent and destructive rampage before threatening to burn it down. Toms River police officer Rebecca Sayya allegedly used her baton to smash through the front door of her ex's Berkeley house around 11:20 p.m., confronting him and a woman who was also in the house. Oh, she's gotta love that, huh? That's why she went in there. The cop, 32, got into an argument with the pair before she started pushing and shoving both of them. Yeah, she don't put up with that nonsense. But if he's the ex-boyfriend, it's over, Rebecca. Get over it. Both victims attempted to hold Saya down in the living room before the suspect broke free. Wow. Well, she's got skills and stuff, you know? And allegedly smashed items and pictures on the wall, probably pictures of the two of them together and stuff, you know? So, Saya is also accused of brawling with responding cops and resisting arrest. Jeez Louise, these are her fellow officers. But then again, she did file a sexual harassment suit, so she's probably mad at them too, you know. Anyway, as she was walking down the driveway, she allegedly threatened to burn down the house. Burning down the house. Before the alleged break-in, she was also accused of trashing the hood of one of the victims' cars. I wonder which one. Probably the girl, right? Yeah. Saya was charged with home invasion, burglary, 2 counts of assault, 2 counts of criminal mischief, terroristic threats, and resisting arrest. Her lawyer told the outlet that his client understands how serious the charges are. So she's calmed down since then, you know? Yeah. Oh, the lawyer says, she has been a member of the Toms River Police Department and proudly served her community for almost 9 years. Terrence Turnback. Okay. She is taking all of the appropriate steps, keeping her mouth shut and letting me handle this to properly address the matter at hand, and will remain cooperative if she knows what's good for her throughout the pending legal proceedings. Saya, who previously sued her department for alleged sexual harassment 6 months before Friday's incident, was suspended without pay. So she probably doesn't have a whole lot of friends left at the department. And, oh boy, something's going on here. Something going on in there. And the boyfriend said, I'm out, moved on with another girl. Oh, geez. Wait a minute. What if the other girl is her sister? And it goes back to the history of, you know, everybody liked her sister more than her, you know. She's like, damn it. That's too bad. She's cute, you know, but she's got the cray-cray. I mean, she's in a stressful job and her relationship fell apart. Yeah. But, you know, that's not what the baton is for. I mean, it is, you know, but you're supposed to use that to beat up criminals and stuff. Not your ex, you know, boyfriend and his new girlfriend and stuff. That's not what they meant for you to do, unless they're committing a crime. And I guess from her standpoint, they were committing crimes against the heart. You know, her heart. But, oh well, it's just too bad for Becky, you know. She probably didn't like that either, you know. Said, don't call me that. You know, okay, God, oh, jeez. Spurg says makes sense. Yeah, I'm sure it does. It was something of that nature. Timey-wimey limey says, what the? Well, look, she was mad. He's in there in his own home with his new girlfriend. And I get that's probably the deal. She always passes by to, you know, she just can't let go. And then she saw her car in the driveway. Yeah, it has to have been her car that she smashed up too. Yeah. Yeah. And she saw that and she, God damn it. And she went to work with her baton, you know. A. Thompson, you are the best. How many hours? Oh, for YouTube? I don't know. I'd have to go look, and I'm in the middle of doing the show, you know. Timey-wimey limey, crimes of the heart aren't crimes. Interesting point. Hey, Thompson, Doug, can you do Karmic's show? I'm doing mine. You know, that's how that works. Plus, when I'm done here, I got to go do the Nailsin show and tape all that stuff. What am I going to do? I don't know. I'll think of something. I'll think of something. I got to be thinking of it right now, though. I do got to put the sound effects and stuff on the latest episode of Bugman. So I got to put that in there, and that's going to take time. And then that'll do it. Which probably means I won't be doing a morning show later because I'll be out of energy, which is perfect because that's about the time I need to go to sleep. Because guess who's going to work tonight? Me. That's how that works. All right, what's the next one? Yeah. Oh, I'll save that one for last. It's really long. I might be making a mistake because I'm supposed to hurry this up and do all. Well, I got to color fake Jan. Whoops! Oh boy, that's a mistake. Don't you mistake them. Color fake Marcia. Yeah. So here's the other one that I did recently. And damn, I don't even know if this is much of an update, but well, we'll see. She's lost her medical. Yeah, that was the thing. Florida nurse was allegedly caught with her husband, caught by her husband, not with her husband. She was caught having sex with her husband. And it's like, what are we talking about here? No, she was having sex with his 15-year-old son following weeks of reported seduction, and has lost her medical license. Yeah. Alexis Von Yates, 35, had her single state nursing license revoked last week as she awaits criminal trial for last July's alleged statutory rape of the minor who was visiting his father in Ocala, Florida for summer vacation. Nurses are placed in a position of, yeah, I've been through all that. It's unbecoming of a nurse to have sex with underage teenage boys. She looks upset about it, you know. So they got rid of her. She's suspended, and I don't think she's going to be a nurse anymore. So on the night of July 26th, Yates put her 2 children to bed, then hung out with her 15-year-old stepson on the living room couch. They did some THC vape, played some video games, watched movies, while his lineman father was working late. At around 1 a.m., Yates flipped on horror movie Terrifier 2. So now that's the update. We didn't know what the movie was, so it was Terrifier 2. Then further tempted the minor, declaring the movie was boring and stating how horny she was because she had not had sex in 2 weeks and she was on her period. The pair then cuddled closer, with the 15-year-old first kissing Yates on the neck and the back. And the pair proceeded to make out, and Yates allegedly saying, I wish you were 18 because you're not old enough. So she had guilty knowledge of the situation. So she likes to post pictures like this. See what I got? Yates then kicked off her panties. She kicked them off. Wow, that's how do you, I mean, did she manage to get her foot like in the elastic band and then sort of pulled them down with her toes, you know, and then kicked them away? Maybe that. Anyway, the pair engaged in oral sex and intercourse without a condom. The unsuspecting father and husband came home from his blue-collar job to discover his wife and son on the couch completely naked. And they immediately jumped up and said, it's not what it looks like. The 15-year-old ran out of the house naked, but allegedly heard Yates explain that the child victim looked like his father when he was younger. Oh, jeez. I was thinking of you the whole time. The father then drove his son to his grandparents' house, telling the boy he ruined his life while drinking beer on the drive over. Yeah, well, see, it's like what Marcia would do. Prior to the alleged sexual assault, Yates allegedly engaged in several acts of seduction and overt flirtation toward the minor. I bet everyone thought you were my little boy, Yates allegedly said to her stepson as the pair finished a workout at the gym. On another occasion, Yates allegedly made a show of making whipped cream and then put some on her tongue and stuck it. Stuck it out at the minor. Oh, you like that, she said solicitously. Jeez. The 15-year-old also told cops that in the week, boy, he's just telling the whole story. Oh, yeah. And the week leading up to the alleged sexual encounter, Yates would regularly speak to him about being horny. The day after the incident, Yates had the gall to call the boy, saying she wished they had kept having sex. Good God. And that her husband had not discovered them. Yeah, see, that was the plan. It wasn't supposed to go like this. But she got bit by the horny bug. Ah, look what I got. See? She also asked the 15-year-old to rate her sexual performance. What the hell? To which he replied, 7 out of 10. Good God. Yeah, that's going to go over well in the court. A concerned family member reported the incident to police after the boy's father neglected to call cops. So it's some nosy family member, huh? Yates is charged with felony lewd or lascivious battery with a victim aged 12 to 16. She has pleaded not guilty. If I'm guilty, I'm only guilty of being horny. And, well, yeah, I guess so. Oh, boy, how's that's going to work out? I don't know. But so there's your update. A few more little details, and the even after all that, Dad walks in and she's like telling him, oh, well, he reminded me of you so much. I was thinking of you the whole time. Then immediately calls the boy up. Boy, I really wish he hadn't caught us because I could do another round with you, and how good was I? You were 7 out of 10. Oh, you. So she'll probably get convicted, have to do some time, and then she'll probably end up marrying the son, boy, what a mess. That's, oh, boy. Think of Excuses, Nailsin Show. Well, that's my podcast. Spurg Snake, the reposability side. 8 times, and I keep coming here looking for the super chat button. Yeah, it's not there. Spark Snake, I cannot spell. Oh, timey-wimey limey, energy is key. It is, isn't it? Hey, Thompson, I need to cash out these Google points somewhere. Yeah, well, they're not monetizing me. Hey, Thompson, can you draw Stealth Chaos? Well, no, I don't know what he looks like. Not that it matters, because I did know what fake Marcia looked like, and screwed that up. I mean, it's all right, but I don't look anything like her. I guess I should have done it one from the pictures of her, big 80s hair. Maybe that would have helped. But you can't win them all. Oh, wait, oh, damn, I forgot all about this. Let me see if I can get the image. Sorry for the noise, but boy, that's really loud. It is. think I still have the old image. That would be perfect for the other sheet. Okay. Here, I'll put her right in front of me. There we go. There, see? So anyway, there was this story some time ago, and I can't remember if I just did it for a Nailsin News video, or I think I did it on Pat's show. I was doing a news segment, and this judge who was in a hot tub with two defense counsel that regularly, appear in her courtroom, and there she is in this hot tub with this dude and this chick, and boy, yeah, it's great. So anyway, now seems she's in some other trouble that's not as interesting, but still, since I made this this image for that past story, I'm like, oh boy, I get to use it again, and that's what matters. It is what matters. So here we go. Come on. Yeah. So there's the image from the past. There she is with this dude. That's great, huh? And, don't read anything into it. Come on. So judge previously disciplined for a hot tub selfie with public defenders now accused of ignoring Nevada Supreme Court. So a Nevada judge famous for posing in a hot tub was, yeah, you got that. Clark County District Court Judge Erica Ballou is named in a formal statement of charges filed on April 24th. The 11-page document alleges the Las Vegas area jurist committed 6 ethical violations when she repeatedly interjected herself and her court into various cases by issuing legally suspect rulings in favor of a criminal defendant. Well, these days, all judges do that. So, maybe back off of her, But after this, I mean, these are defense attorneys. Come on, you think it was just a hot tub? And she's still on the bench, So each of those disputed cases concerned Mia Christman, 31, who committed violent crimes during a spree some 12 years ago. They're just now getting to it. She pled guilty and was sentenced to a minimum of 10 years behind bars. On appeal, Ballou issued several rulings in Christman's favor. Throughout her involvement in the Christman cases, Judge Ballou exhibited a pattern of conduct that demonstrated a clear bias in favor of Christman and against the state. The bias was evidenced through a combination of actions, omissions, and on-the-record statements that, taken together, reflect a departure from the standard of impartiality required of a Nevada judicial officer. Well, did she and Christman get in the hot tub too? Well, stay tuned. Yeah. So anyway, in 2021, acting on a petition for a writ of habeas corpus, Ballou determined Christman received ineffective assistance of counsel during sentencing and ordered her to be released from prison. Prosecutors pushed back. In 2022, the Nevada Supreme Court reversed the district court ruling that Christman had not received ineffective counsel and remanded the case to Ballou with, as is typical, orders to fashion a new ruling in line with what the High Court found. The judge, however, refused to oblige, according to the statement of charges filed by the Commission's special counsel. Instead, the court sought to relitigate the merits of Christman's habeas claim. For months, the state repeatedly objected to Judge Ballou scheduling a new evidentiary hearing on the ineffective assistance of counsel claim, the filing goes. The state also requested that Judge Ballou enter judgment in favor of the state and remand Christman into custody pursuant to the Supreme Court's order of reversal and mandate on remand. Judge Ballou refused to grant the state's request despite that order and mandate. Eventually, the state lost patience with this process and filed for mandamus relief directly with the Nevada Supreme Court. A mandamus, yeah, petition is not exactly an appeal. It is rather an attempt to have one court force another entity within the government to do something, or to force itself to correct a mistake, which is also doing something. Prosecutors asked the Nevada Supreme Court to vacate a scheduled hearing on the ineffective assistance of counsel claim, enter judgment in favor of the state, and send Christman back to prison. In late 2023, the state Supreme Court found Blue had violated their earlier order and directed her to comply. But the commission alleges Blue continued to fail to immediately enter judgment in favor of the state and to remand Christman into custody. In early 2024, prosecutors filed a motion to enforce the high court's orders. Then the state also moved to have Blue recused from Christman's underlying case, which the defendant quickly opposed with a motion to strike the recusal motion. Blue, in turn, granted Christman's motion. Then she signed off on another defense motion to modify the prison sentence. The Supreme Court, in response to the state's motion to enforce, rejected that requested relief, but used the state's arguments to directly divest Blue of jurisdiction over the Christman case. The matter was sent to a different district judge who promptly entered judgment for the state. By May of last year, Christman was returned to prison. The defendant had already served 6 years of a 1-0 year. See, you meant for that to be the number 0. That's, yeah. Anyway, 6 years of a 10-year sentence when Blue began to intervene in her cases. It felt like somebody took a chance on me, Christman told Las Vegas-based CBS affiliate Class, referring to the judge's efforts. That chance could now have professional repercussions. Now you'd think, but you could have gotten rid of this idiot a long time ago, but you didn't. Judge Blue's actions constitute either a violation of the code that was knowing and deliberate, or a violation that was not knowing and deliberate. No, wait a minute. Knowing and deliberate. So if you knew what you were doing was a violation and you did it anyway, there you go, you got that. But if you're just stupid and didn't know any better, then it wasn't deliberate. I mean, other than you did it deliberately because you did it, but you did it unknowingly, which is also a testament to your incompetence. But she knew. Both types of violations are contrary to the form, force, and effect of the code. Judicial ethics investigators are not, at least at this stage, asking for any particular kind of discipline. Such punishment, if any, will be up to judicial ethics officials themselves. But nothing new for Blue. In January 2024, ethics investigators took aim at the judge over the aforementioned hot tub selfie. A late-night Instagram post about attending a Billie Eilish concert containing a hashtag about dismissing cases lacking in custody defendants and in-court comments critical of police officers in the context of the Black American experience. In the post featuring a picture of herself in a hot tub with 2 other attorneys, 2 women wear bikini tops while the man is shirtless. So they wore the tops, did they wear? The post is captioned, "Robinson is surrounded by great tits." For those earlier transgressions, Blue was censured. Oh boy, that taught her, huh? Ordered to take the online course, Judicial Ethics and Social Media, a lightning course, and to familiarize herself with sections on social media and the judicial ethics in the Judicial Conduct Reporter, a publication of the National Center for State Court Center for Judicial Ethics. Well, She really cleaned up her act since then, huh? Yeah. Yeah. She's probably even more spiteful that they dared question her. You know, that's probably the deal. So she's just like, you know what? I'm just going to let the criminal out. Now, she served 6 years and she's 10-year sentence. So, and I don't know what parole is available. She might already be eligible for it. But it's just 4 more years. You could swing that. Besides, you've already been in. You familiarize with the place. You know what to do. So, but still, I don't know that the actions of this idiot judge that she would have to be punished for that. I mean, she's like, hey, look, some judge said she can get me out. Who am I going to argue with her? You know, it's like she believed in me. Still, I would certainly look to see if there was any hot tub selfies with her and Christman, you know. So, yeah, that was a long one, but I don't know. I guess it was, worth the trouble. Damn. I could have done that whole story for the Nailsin Show. I still could. Wow. This was like the rehearsal. Yeah. Hey, Thompson, too many problems over there. Oh, in her courtroom and stuff? Well, yes. Anyway, let me see. What can I play? Oh, God. There's nothing here. Absolutely. Come on. That's ridiculous. I got to have something. Where? What is this? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, what's this one? Yeah. Well, it is longer than this one. God. Oh, wait. I could go get one, so I'll just have to vamp while I go and get it. So that's Judge Blue. And, here lately in the news, a lot of judges just doing whatever the hell they want. So this really shouldn't come as a surprise. And in some ways, hey, can you blame her? I mean, that's pretty much what they're telling them. Who cares what the Constitution says and all that? State Constitution, federal, doesn't matter. If you feel that this is the right thing, then you go, girl. You go. You show your fine self in that hot tub. And obviously hates the police and all that stuff. So that's why, those defense counsels just love her, so they were more than happy to have that 3-way, whatever it takes to get a good deal for their clients, So you always want to, if your client's guilty of sin and in a lot of trouble and it looks like a real uphill battle, even a Mount Everest sized uphill battle, you want to get Blue. Now you might have to, have some fun with her in the hot tub, but hey, that's dedication to your client, And then, of course, sometimes maybe even the client should join, I mean, it's like, hey, what, really? Oh, yeah. You want to go to prison? No. Well, you got to get in the hot tub with the judge. You don't. Well, she's going to rule against you. Oh, yeah, you know what to do. All right. This is the video version of this Nailsin news story that I did here on this very program. You probably saw it. But now it has, what does it have? I guess a drawing I put on there or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'll be back with the Photoshop segment. That's I mean, it is the theme song, but the video does follow after.
Where'd all the money go?
I'll be
Ain't
back.
nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing? Nailsin News. 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 News.
Convicts couldn't resist me as a hot prison guard. Now I make close to $400K on OnlyFans. No, not me. This girl. If looks were illegal, she'd be locked up. Oh, New York Post. Oh, you. But for Alicia Davis, working as a minimum security prison guard surrounded by sex-starved male criminals, lusting over her fine frame was tough enough. I had to constantly reject them. The Siren 32 bragged Jam Press. They'd comment on my appearance saying, "You look really good today." That's all they said. Or noticing the finer details about my look. Well, what do you mean? Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah. Well, you know, boy, uniforms in correctional officers have changed over the years. And, well, I can understand some amount of distraction, you know. But for hardened criminals, really hardened, to say, "You look really good today." Well, that's rather polite, isn't it? You know, instead of like, "Show us your tits." "Oh, you are. How about that snatch?" You would think it would be that. But it was, "You look really nice today." I mean, that's just sweet, isn't it? Well, she agrees. "It was sweet of them," said Davis, admitting she enjoyed the compliments and attention. You know, it doesn't surprise me. She does look like the type that enjoys attention a lot. And, you know, why not make some money on the deal? But it was so important for me to tell them that these sorts of comments aren't appropriate. She had to wag her finger at him. You know, she was giggling while she did. The brunette, based in Australia, recently ditched her $61,000 guard duties to showcase her sinful physique on OnlyFans, earning her over $371,000 per year. But she's just one of many bombshells who claim their hotness can be both beneficial and a burden. Vera Dejectmans, 27, the self-professed world's most wanted girlfriend, why, that's big of her, claims that despite her head-turning fineness, she's unable to find the man of her dreams. Bootylicious Marina Smith, crowned Miss Bum Bum for boasting the best butt in Sao Paulo, I'm always messing that, Sao Paulo, whatever, Brazil, was banned from a friend's Christmas dinner for fear she'd steal away the attendees' boyfriends and husbands. There's got to be better stock photos for this story. I mean, you've got this guy seemingly leering at the prisoner, like, "You want to do me a favor?" Yes, I'm a beautiful woman, Smith 34 moaned. But that is not a reason for anyone to leave me out. Look, it gets catty sometimes. And I mean, look, it could be quite, adding to insecurities and somewhat fear. Because, you know, she's like, her husband can't control himself. Men can't control those things in their pants. Anyway, Shai Lee calls it the curse of pretty privilege. People overall treat you much differently, and they don't judge you for your actions. The Smoke Show previously told the Post, they judge you just from your appearance. Well, yeah, they see you. Yeah, there you go. See, you walk around like that. Is this at the prison? Well, no wonder. And yeah, look, what am I going to do? It lie and say, I didn't notice. Of course I did. Davis said she was harshly judged by prisoners' paramours during visiting hours. Some of the wives used to come in and just stare me down, said the pinup. I don't know what their husbands said to them about me, but I didn't react to the comments or stares. They probably told her, look, I've got a major chubbies for our conjugal visit, and you should thank Alicia for it. Yeah, the wife probably didn't appreciate that. But then again, you know, she gets it up. She blames the hate on her sexiness, as well as her status as the warden's watchman. Watchman? I mean watchwoman. Wow, look at that. I mean, what is that? Well, anyway, like I said, they've really changed the uniforms in prison. You know, inmates weren't allowed to kiss during visits, but many tried anyway. Davis recalled. You mean they certainly aren't? Oh, you mean they were trying to kiss their girlfriend? So no conjugal visits, huh? I often had to step into separate couples. Oh, to separate couples. So it became a three-way, which annoyed the wives of girlfriends who would become upset and target me personally. So they really hated it when you did it. Like when the male guards did it, they were fine. I never strip searched male prisoners. Oh, boy, are they pissed about that. But I did strip search female visitors. Oh, yeah. Which is probably another reason they resented me so much. She too had to ensure that their fits followed the prison's policies. Look, it's prison policy. This is my uniform. See, that's on pink days. Visitors face strict dress codes, and but not her. And anyone wearing revealing clothing like low-cut tops was turned away, said Davis. Confessedly unfazed by the women's shade, you can let the prisoners or partners get to you. But the con men relentlessly tried getting access to her. I'll bet. Both in person and online. Online. They're allowed to do that. The inmates made sure to greet me each day. She remembered it. Well, yeah. They didn't do this with any other female staff. I was singled out. Gee, I bet you're popular with the other ladies, too, on the staff. Anyway, while on the job, Davis was barred from wearing makeup. Colored nail polish, and they're not going to notice any of that. They're looking at something else, which could have been stolen or used as a weapon by the jailbirds. Oh, well, yeah, that too. She was required to wear her hair slicked back. Again, it's not going to do anything. I mean, yeah, it's a nice look to have it, let her hair down and stuff. But nevertheless, yeah, that wasn't going to stop him from, getting a chubby, and was ordered to refrain from making adjustments to her work uniform. Okay, so there was an actual uniform. It was made very clear that I couldn't look pretty at all. But how are you going to hide the hotness? I used to get my eyelashes done, which they eventually told me I wasn't allowed to have either. God, no fun. He has hope that Alicia's on duty today. Yeah. But downplaying her allure didn't deter the prisoners from pressing their luck with the beauty. They would ask me how my day was going or what time I finished. Hundreds of times during each shift, said Davis. Sometimes on the day they were released, they'd find my Instagram and ask to meet up. And although she was flattered, the professional always kept her wits about her. Well, there's always this. The end. Well, not yet. The men would get a rise out of me responding to their advances or remembering their name, which seems harmless. But everything they do is a test. It quickly becomes a game of manipulation. Still, the Belle struggled not to pursue legitimate relationships with the delinquents. She was getting turned on. We were told to build up really strong relationships with the prisoners. Why? Which was tricky to do when you weren't allowed to form an emotional attachment. We needed them to trust us enough to talk about anything, such as if there was something happened underhand. But the crooks often mistook her chumminess as romantic interest. Yes. I mean, you can't help but the fantasy takes over. You think, wow, she actually remembered my name. She talks to me. She smiled at me. I got a chance to hit this. Because I was close with many of them, they wanted to be closer. They often tried to give me gifts, which I couldn't accept. They don't have much in there, but it would be small items like woodwork or metalwork. Oh my God. That they'd make themselves while inside as a kind of flirtatious gesture. And she just felt so bad about it. Did one of them make this? That's pretty good, you know? And the flower? Food was also a big one, said Davis, but no matter how tasty, I was forbidden from saying yes because you'd never know if they had put something in it or spat in it or something. She did, however, throw caution and her digestive system to the wind at least once. One of the prisoners offered me dumplings once. Are you sure it wasn't humplings? That he made himself, a dish I find particularly hard to refuse. So I did eat one. Thankfully, nothing happened, and it was quite tasty. Well, I bet he appreciates that. But now, as an internet model, she's filling up one on the fruits of financial freedom, courtesy of her come hither curbs. My new career gives me the freedom to work in my own time and be myself with no restrictions. Gushed Davis. I can wear what I want or what I don't want. Mostly that. And flirt with whoever I want without the fear of being punished. But if I am, I'll put that on screen too. Now I set the rules. And, well, there you go. See, a happy ending. A happy ending indeed. There you go. Well, isn't that nice? Oh, boy. Yeah, I guess at least she admits she was tempted and somewhat titillated and somewhat turned on. Really adds to the whole narrative, you know. And also, she can't say no to dumplings. That's something, huh? Yeah.
Just your meat to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing and killing. There's the news. Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing and killing? There's the news.
There we go. We're done. So I guess I'll read some chat and then move on out here. Plaidcore says no sound. Really? Damn it. What the hell? Why does it do this? Good Lord. Supposed to be there. It should, the sound should be there. But it's not. This is something with EB Mux that it does this to me. And I don't understand it. Everything is set up on the browser. It shouldn't be a problem. I don't understand. Let's see. It's there. It's all there. Hey, Doug, audio. AV Mux screwed. In. Don't know why the audio is out. Guess I'll have to call it a night. Damn, Doug, we heard him before, but now he's muted. I bet Doug is saying some real interesting stuff right now, but we will never know. Yeah, Doug is solving the tariff problems, but we never know because Doug is muted. Doug is probably solving the Ukraine-Russia war. I miss Doug's voice. We miss audio. Doug, what is the call-in number? Oh, no, he's going to color in another picture with no audio, is he? The sound is back now, Doug. Oh, is it? Let's see here. Okay, there it is. It didn't really do anything. So it went out during the coloring of the images. Why would it do that? You know? See, this is where, I mean, I better not even test it. If I mute the mic now, it won't come back on. Man. So, yeah, you missed out on all my brilliance while I was coloring that, explaining the whole thing about Marcia and whatnot, you know. Fake Marcia, I mean. It's just not right. There's no justice. There's no justice in this world. Not for me. No. No, not for me too. I'm going to have to move you over here. Yeah, we don't need this no more. Oh, look at that, huh? Cool, huh? Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll do this. Well, yeah, wow. Cool, huh? Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'll bring the curtains back. All right. So, well, you know, I tried. Well, you got to see the image get colored. keeps doing this. It doesn't do it all the time. You notice that? It's like, what the hell? Then I go and check everything's on browser. Yeah, that I don't know. So apologies for that, but anyway, you got something of a show. So I guess that'll be good enough. Yeah, that's nice. So, but there's no super tips. So the only reason I use EV Bucks at this point is the only way I can get super tips to work, at least for the AI version. All right. Have a good night. We'll get together again at some point in the future, which well, probably have to wait. Well, no, I might be able to do one Saturday morning, and we'll try to do one for Sunday comics, that sort of thing. And we'll see how that goes. And well, yeah, I'll see you then. So again, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Have a good night.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my friend. It hurts to set you free, but you'll never follow me, because this is the end. This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the